Chat room. Game 2. Andy versus WallKicks. Link to the Past main tournament. Starting soon. Heck Zebra. Map Compass Boss Shuffle, guys. Game 2. Gonna be a good one. I'm Solsky. And we got another fine night of randomizer action. Pro tip, both our runners here despise this mode. No memeing. They both hate the mode tremendously. I think honestly, a lot of people just low-key hate this mode to the extent where I almost wonder if a some kind of veto option would be great, right, for the random draws. And we get the first map, and it's Hyrule Castle. There you go, chat. The Map Compass Shuffle experience. Okay, there it is. Both our runners again starting with Uncle Route first, carrying that signpost to be able to get the early tier 1 triple here. Yeah, Andy versus WallKicks, game 1. Spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. Andy up 1-0 so far in this tournament. Best of 16 matchup versus WallKicks. A really amazing race. So if you haven't seen it, even though you've seen or heard the result, I very much suggest watching back that race, guys. It was an incredible race. Super close. It was really tough to make it heads or tails on who was going to win up until like the final moments of that race. It was so close there. Both the runners going to S and Q, probably go Sanctuary here. It was just crazy. All right, $50 in Sanctuary. Andy didn't pay the electrical bill for the Sanctuary, so they unfortunately have to work in the dark. That's not fair to them. WallKicks taking care of his community's hydro bills. And had no issues kind of seeing his way through that entryway. Why is the water pink? You know, I'm not going to ask that question. Maybe that's... Guys, you know what happened was yesterday how there was like the, you know, the Himalayan salt ice palace. I think it just melted. That's where the water kind of piped in. I think that's what happened to it. Wally's going to check the Thief Hideout first. Andy's going to check the mushroom spot. Pepto-Bismol, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm like super like, my stomach is not in a great place right now. For whatever reason, my dinner's not setting, so Pepto-Bismol was definitely consumed. Not gonna lie. No, it's not the gross stuff, guys. It's just my stomach. It's not like, ew, Solsky, why are you giving us too much info? It's not that, guys. It's just the stomach. I felt important to let you guys know. You guys are like, why am I watching you now? Anywho, Cat Rico, WallKicks has enough rupees for bombs here. He's going to go in to buy the bombs, actually. Andy's going to go and do the same. Of course, we always see the back at Tavern first. Gonna get a bottle, so that's kind of nice, because now we can do Sick Kid before buying those bombs. What did I eat? I got like, it was kind of like a spicy mixture. Like I had some spicy sides to start. And then I had mac and cheese, and I think that's what did it in. I think it was the mac and cheese just sitting heavy. It was really good mac and cheese though. Really good. Nothing at Sick Kid, so both our owners are going to have to buy bombs. They do have the really jank option of like picking up that 50-50 push near the bomb hut, but I'd rather... Yeah, no one's going to waste that time in top 16 for that. Chicken Coop. Going to start here. Solsky is Sick Kid? Literally. 3 3 bombs. Amazing. Just what the runners wanted to see. This is like it's the quintessential troll, right? Like you just spend money on bombs in Kakariko, and then you like go to well or blindside, and then the first Jesse sees bombs. WallKicks gonna try and catch in the B here, gets it over, so he's gonna get 100 rupees here. So then he's gonna be able to buy Bottle Vendor. That is some very heads up tech from Wally. Getting 10 bombs! Oh my god, the trolls continue. Another map to Eastern. We're finding maps in chronological order of the dungeon order. That's fantastic. Red Rupee in the back of well. Not a whole lot to speak of so far. Another map, desert? No, it's swamp. Okay, now we've broken through the chain. Another bottle and a cape. I should actually probably start tracking these things for these guys. Horrible start so far. Not really anything going on. Both our runners are probably like, please just give me something when they're in blindside here. So our runners have an interesting option actually now that they're going into blindside. They actually have the option S and Q here, and forfeit checking out race game and library for now, and they can check it out later. But they see that flute there, so they're gonna leave. Says nope, no longer an option. It is not advisable to S and Q from here with that flute found. And quite a bit of money, so they're close to Houlihan for Zora money as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that for routing decisions in the late world. WallKicks having just a little bit shy of Andy's 241. Andy gonna buy those bombs though and not have 241 anymore, because he did not unleash the B-Tech. And look at this lovely synchronization, guys. You know what I should have done to annoy you guys is just put on both audios so you heard both flute calls at the same time. Then no one would like it anymore. I would save randomizer forever. Both the runners are going to elect to check library and race. Okay. I don't mind it. I don't mind it with having to leave for the flute. Again, if they didn't find flute in blindside, I definitely see the option of just kind of leaving it. Calipsy! Thanks for the big raid. Appreciate that. Guys, game 2. ALTTPR main tournament action. Round of 16 just starting. Andy up game 1. We are now in game 2. And it's both the runners' like least favorite modes. Map Compass, Boss Shuffle. Pearl found. Okay, so Pearl Cape. Lovely. Just what you'd like to see. Not really. We're a sword lamp away from Aga access. Early Cape is always one of those kind of moments, right? Like you just kind of think about it. You're like, what is the sea trying to send me to, right? And Cape is like one of those 70%. Yeah. It's Aga. We'll see. Alright guys, the moment of truth. In a few moments time, we'll find out if Andy will die again at South Shore. He's releasing the Golden Bee now. This is questionable tactics. I think he would have wanted to use it on the crab screens, personally. But he's choosing and electing to use it in the Moldarms. Maybe he's hoping to gain a bug net so he can preserve the bee. Well, I guess he does have a cape. He does have a cape, I guess, right? All right, guys. Let's just pay attention to Andy's screen for just a second here. Oh, he's gonna flute over. This is very safe. This is very safe. WallKicks doing the same. This is actually proper tech. Okay. Let's see how Andy maneuvers around the crabs today. Crab 1 wants nothing to do with it. Crab 3 was pretty dicey, but Andy's just like, you know what? No, I'm done with your shit. I'm just gonna go forward. WallKicks having a really easy time with the crabs too. Does some stretches on the big rock. I want to call out. Flippers, okay. So that's an easy rope into Zora area. Houlihan is now pretty much dead as a play that they can do with those flippers found. So We might see early Hobo, early Waterfall, but we definitely won't see early Zora. Not enough money unless we run into a 300 rupee spot somewhere. Andy taking that dip into the Pepto-Bismol River. Or is it like Himalayan salt? You guys decide. You guys decide the lore, right? I just see pink water. I'm still upset he didn't pay the hydro bill for Sanctuary, to be honest. Kind of bothered me a little. Lamp. Okay, there we go. Now that's his gift. Okay, so he's gone and talked to the hydro repairman and said, okay, so what can you do for me here? I'm short on cash. And he just hands Andy the lamp and says, you know what, just hang this up. There's some you know, light for your people now. WallKicks gonna flute on over to 8 rather than swim, so he loses the scout here. Boots. I don't think Wally saw that. Uh-oh. That's not a scout you want to miss. I imagine he went the long way, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I was too busy thinking about the lore. Hookshot. Okay, so we have early hookshot as well. So the boots found there, that's such a weird spot for them, because now it's like, that's your priority. So that's your focus when you enter in Dark World. And the second you run into Mirror, you're basically just going there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to route that in regardless. Both our runners see the Zora Ledge and piecing out. I think WallKicks is actually going to go scout Hylia Island here. No, he's going over to Flute. Okay. A little bit faster than Andy, honestly. Andy's gonna go to Sash. My man. The connoisseur of routing. Okay. This is proper routing, guys. Sahashvilla, 3 items. Very quick check. We have a believer on the left-hand screen. WallKick saying, no, Solsky, that's stupid. Why would I want to do that when I can flute to 1, get Old Man, and check out like 8 items really quick? Versus 3. Psh, why would I want to do that, right? I'm losing time here. Connoisseur of fine routing. Desert Palace is the green pennant today. WallKicks has a compass there, and he's getting bombs, arrows. Okay. Nothing at Sash but information. But still nice to have. Handy. Andy might go... No, he's going to hookshot, so he'll go to 1. Another red option Andy had was... and WallKicks as well, is just to flute to 8 and clean up Agina early with that flute. It's a pretty easy draw. But he said no. Didn't want it. No thank you. Red Roop on Spec Rock. No thanks. Gross. And Wally's going to give us our first advanced look here of the East Death Mountain area. So for those that like the Bomberman MSU, get owned. We're going to get some prime MSU now. Spooky music. Okay, we got a glove. All right. What does Map Compass do? So the map will tell the runners if it's a pendant or crystal dungeon on the overworld map when they map. The compass actually will tell them within the dungeon what the boss is. Or it tells them in the menu screen. Either or. I always forget what it does, where it actually does. But it tells them like what the boss is going to be. And yeah, they're shuffled into the item pool. Nothing in 7 Chest Cave in Paradox. Interesting. So it's all shuffled in. So that means that the dungeons will now have potentially +2 items to them. They, of course, can spawn other maps and compasses for other dungeons or their own dungeon. But it doesn't mean that they're locked into its own dungeon. And you get his glove. There's the white flag on Lonely Island. Okay, Andy gonna get his draw through 7 chests now. And WallKicks gonna do Spiral. So, of notable, you know, missing right now, we have Lamp Cape, Pearl, Hookshot Glove, Flippers. Screams Aga to me. The only thing we're missing at this point is just a sword. Well, there we go. All right, so I should see our runners go direct to escape at this point. You are 1 item away from... Okay, so this is the tricky part of playing rando guys competitively at this level, okay? Is to try and identify when you should make that call to go to Aga in this instance. So you have clear-cut evidence that, yeah, Aga, it probably will be required. But I'm 1 item away from Aga, so I'm either a glove or a hammer. And while you might say, well, nah, man, there's no way. It's always Aga. There's always that chance. Like, you can run into, like, a hammer or a glove in Eastern, right? So, WallKicks is also going to proceed with caution here and go to Sash as well, which I think is a great call, honestly, for his position ahead of Escape. But I don't think he commits to Eastern at that point. So, we'll see what our runners decide to do. I'd be surprised if we see either of them go for it. Because you have back 3 available, you have the front of Escape, and he's going to go to back 3 right now. I just don't see it, and we see WallKicks executing at a Sash, so I imagine probably going to be about, yep, the same play here. I'll just put out that, like, Eastern early? Super risky in this mode. Although it is Map Compass Shuffle. Ooh, bow? Bow? That might draw them in. That might draw you in, Andy. And WallKicks. I think that's a good find to say, you know what? Maybe I should do this. Andy's going old man first. Where are you going next? It is Eastern. Okay. I think that bow draws them in. WallKicks saying no, though. He's going to say castle. Okay. So WallKicks doesn't have to do castle tower. Like, you can do the front of Escape and bail. But generally, when you kind of decide on this play, you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to go forward, and I'm just going to do Aga now. After I do castle tower. Because I don't want to walk back, right? I think that bow is just tempting enough. And we have to remind ourselves that this is boss shuffle. We find out that Eastern is crystal on Andy's entrance. This is boss shuffle, so regardless of Andy having the bow, he might not be able to complete the dungeon. Although the only thing he really can't kill at this point is Argus, Cold Stare, and Trinex. Sorry, Argus he can't kill. Cold Stare and Trinex. Red mail already. Crazy. Just joined. How did Andy die to the crab this time? Unfortunately, he did not. Unfortunately. I have no early game content now. I'm devastated. But thanks for the GL lag. I'm just perplexed. Does Andy go all the way to the boss? It is a bit of a risk this early, right? Like, again, you have full access to that boss. You just not be able to complete it, so you have like a 2 in 10 chance that you get blocked out. And then it could be Vidi. And 4 heart Vidi, even though you do have the bow, is not necessarily ideal. With 10 bombs, 30 arrows, it's not that bad. Without the slime, it's kind of easy. So we'll see like what happens here. But again, Cold Stare Trinex will just derail that boss. And you spend all that time going to the boss too. It's kind of tricky. WallKicks doing some damaging down here on the ball chain. Smart. We see a map in Eastern. That's unfortunate. We also saw a map in Escape as well. So the runners rolling their eyes at the fact that, you know what, even though it is Map Compass Shuffle, you still might run into maps and compasses in their dungeons. Which is not really what you're hoping for, but it happens. Okay, so WallKicks is going to elect to go into Escape here through Aga Tower to get to Dark World. Okay. This does mean if Eastern's a bust, WallKicks will have a slight lead to Dark World. But if Andy's able to complete this dungeon quite quickly, like if he gets an easy boss, he's going to have the early crystal lead. So it's kind of a trade-off at this point. We see a Master Sword here. Oh, that's a really nice find for Andy. Okay. So what that means is Andy's Aga climb should be faster by virtue of having more firepower. Not by much, but just a little bit. But the longer you have those sword advantages, guys, those translate into actual good time savings. Primarily on bosses, but other areas in the game like Thieves Town, for example. Just going through the Hellway. It's always nice to have that extra damage. That's really nice. Also allows you to, if you have the book, to be able to check bombos and ether tablets. Yeah, Andy making his way to the boss here. So let's just kind of give a quick little bit of focus to his side. It's Moth, easily defeatable. Crystal, first crystal for Andy in reach. Just don't get hit, forehead. This is the easiest boss in the game when you do not have spikes around and a floor moving. Okay. Sandy's gonna have the first crystal. WallKicks making his way through the red guards. Unfortunately, again, having Fighter Sword a little bit more difficult to get through that those red guards. Does a pretty nice job though. Andy going for the anti-clown defense here. And checking out early Aga. Really, honestly, a really easy cash in at this point. So to play from the players' perspectives as well, Andy, of course, is up 1-0 in this. And generally what I see, for the most part, for with runners, is that the runner that's up 1-0 will typically play a safer game. You know, be it checking everything. We just see bombs here in Nagina, so we know it is Aga required 100%. Minus Zora. We don't have Zora checked yet, guys. Do we see the... I don't think we see the commitment. Yeah, Andy's gonna say no. You could Houlihan and farm, but that's just not great. But yeah, the runner up 1-0 would probably play a little bit safer, and the runner down the game generally would play with a little bit more risk, and that's kind of what we're seeing here with WallKicks. Deciding to go to Aga early. Says no to Eastern. And it's kind of a nice play too, because again, like, he might not be able to complete Eastern as well. And he doesn't have information if it's a pendant or crystal. So it's one of those things where you're just like, you know, I'll just save it for later. That being said, Master Sword in Eastern was pretty nice. Zora having Hammer or Titans, guys, though, is going to be hilarious. For all the wrong reasons, and our runners are going to absolutely despise it when they find it there. If it's there. So, I think that's the one place we kind of have to keep an eye on for, or at least where Glove and Hammer's positioning is. Andy getting the small key here in Dark Cross, question mark. Kind of a classic mistake, honestly, just losing track of your, actually, no, he hasn't done front of escape yet. Uh-oh. So it kind of burned him here. So he likes going Dark Cross first ahead of the front three. Just in case you can save on not doing the Zelda Cell check. But unfortunately, finding the small key there is like, all right, well, I have to do it now. That being said, it is Map Compass Shuffle, so you probably want to do front anyways first. Because the small key would either be in this chest or in the Dark Cross, so. WallKicks, how many blue balls have you run into, lad? This has been a long Aga fight. There we go. They already checked back 3? Yes, they absolutely have. Already checked back 3. Alright, WallKicks heading on over. He's $50 on the pyramid. Switch audio here real quick. WallKicks exploring the desolate lands that are Dark World. And he's going to play Pop first. Okay, interesting. So he has a lot of options here with his Dark World entry through Aga. You literally have everything, right? With this, you have full access to go to the west, Dark World, through that hookshot spot just north of the pyramid. You have Quakefish, you have Pod. You can just do overworld first into like a hype cave exit back into this route because you have flippers. So there's a ton of things you can do. WallKicks is just going to play with Pod here. So again, we're seeing a little bit of risk here from WallKicks. You have like a, you know, there's a good population size that actually prefers to go Pod first off of Aga anyways. And without a Glover Hammer, quite a few people would actually argue this is the correct play. I think this is the right play for WallKicks in this position, honestly. Being down 1-0, doing the early Aga play. I think this is the right mix that he wants to go for here. Still will need Hammer to complete Pod, regardless of it being boss shuffle. But we'll see what he gets. He gets a small key in the shooter chest here. And gonna go through this central area. Again, I don't know if WallKicks knows about boots. That's a big if, question mark. This is right side from WallKicks. So I'm not quite sure how the pod key logic works anymore, to be quite honest. Generally speaking, the rule of thumb used to be with the older logics is that you would always have to have a small key on the right side, but that's not necessarily true anymore. There are rare instances where you have no small keys on this side, as long as the keys generate appropriately. So normally I would teach people that, hey, by the way, there's a small key here. That's not necessarily true. We do see one here. WallKicks setting up expertly here for the Death Warp. Very nicely. Down to the half heart. That is seasoned runner gameplay right there. There we go. Perfect. Well timed. Andy. Oh, wow. Okay, just utilizing the pots there and the hook shot to get the small key. Quite nicely. And Andy is now approaching his Aghanim fight. Guys, this music is spooky. Chat, how many of you have played Metroid Prime and how many of you have enjoyed Metroid Prime? I feel that's two different questions. I got that like triple pack. What was it called again? The collector's edition or whatever, where it was all 3 primes. For, I believe it was the Wii or Wii U. As we see WallKicks, the big key here. And I just couldn't find myself to finish the first one. I heard that was like the best one too. I kind of want to go back to it. I just can't believe that I put myself playing Metroid Other M and beating it. And I haven't finished Prime. I feel like that's kind of a disservice. I feel like that's... my priorities are not correct at that point. Enjoyed all 3. You played 2 is cool. Really liked it. Never played 3. Yeah. I think it's one of those things, if I played it when it was out, I would have probably really enjoyed it. Okay, see the hammer jump here from WallKicks. Smart move because he does have the extra key here. Andy going through Blue Ball Hell, much to what Wally had to go through. We're not finding a lot of options or good stuff in Pod. That could change, though. A compass! Ah, for the Green Pendant Dungeon. Not necessarily what you want to find there. Unfortunate. Another small key, so there's one more in Pod. Still on the Aga fight is Andy. Such a slow fight today. Hammer! Oh! Oh! That's big news! That's big news. What does our friend Andy do in this situation? because now WallKicks has the option to just go to Helma and find out what that boss is. I imagine he does so. Gonna get a small key here in the Hellway. So he's going here because he doesn't have mirror. He checked for a compass, does not have one, so does not see what the boss is. So now knows he's going in blind. That's a really big find for WallKicks. So the trade-off story here, guys, is what is Andy gonna do? Hold on, hold on. Where's he gonna go? He's going north. Oh, okay, he's gonna dodge the hammer for now. That's not great for routing, guys. Okay, so Andy has knowledge of the boots. WallKicks has the hammer. This is an interesting start, guys. This is developing into a really... This is gonna be a really fun one to watch, right? Because at this point is we have speed versus that progression point at this point. Andy gonna play quite safe here and go to Quick Fish. So again, much to what I mentioned before, is the player that's generally up in this best of 3 series will be playing a little bit safer, and that's much to what we're seeing Andy do. I feel like if you were playing a little bit more risky, I would say, you probably just leverage this off. What does Andy find here at Quick Fish? The worst thing that could be here is probably mirror for WallKicks. It's another sword! Ho, 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 ho. Patience paying off. WallKicks, excellent start on the Terrapin room. Gets it cleanly. Very nicely done there. Pure hammer strats. Well done. And this will generally feed Andy in through North Darkworld to the west, so I doubt he walks all the way down to Pod. I've seen stranger things. Okay, so WallKicks gonna go and fight Argus here. Very doable boss. Has Fighter Sword only for this fight, though, so it's gonna be quite slow, unfortunately. Has to also contend with these spikes here in the north, so he will have to position himself more from an east to west perspective. He's gonna want to apply himself away from that north spike room. He does not want to get near those spikes. That being said, we can see some really cool tech here if Wally knows about it. We can actually see some hammer hits into those spikes, and he'll be able to 2-cycle Argus if he does so, but it looks like he's positioning in a more traditional south area. So in Andy's position with Master Sword or Tempered Sword, he can do 1 spin into the spikes and should be able to kill him. Is it 1 or 2? 2. Never mind. No, it's 1. It's a spin. I'm lying to you guys. I can't even get my facts straight. WallKicks. First dungeon. Pendant? Crystal? What do we got? What do we got? Crystal. Massive find for WallKicks. Massive find. Over on Andy's side. Pendant skull, by the way. Key found. WallKicks S and Qing. So has the hammer. Now can do an easy and early kind of pivot to Hype Cave here. I missed what was in Pinball Room for Andy. I feel like it was probably just a key. Small key? Alright, perfect. Thanks, chat. And again, having problems with that, much like game 1, having a little bit of problem there with the big chest bomb jump. It's okay, happens to the best of us. Alright, WallKicks getting 300 rupees from the generous Thieves Gets book as well. We saw a really quick map there from Andy, missed all of it. In the mirror! Oh! Oh, do we see the blind Hylia check? Does Wally do it? You should know he's there. We see crystals galore. He's not going. Oh, wait. No, maybe. Maybe. No. He's going left side. No, 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 no. That's so bad. All right. So we now know 100%. WallKicks does not know. I missed that entirely. I saw Pod was one of the crystals, but I missed the other one. I feel like I missed some crystals there. That's okay. WallKicks, where are you going? Hera? Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. Where's WallKicks going? Is this Pod Scout? Is this early swamp? Swamp is a crystal. He's going early swamp here. I love this play. Okay. It's gonna suck because he's not gonna have the boots. But this more or less confirms my thought process earlier that he did not scout Hylia Island, guys. This is bad for WallKicks. Okay. So while I would wager in the early set that WallKicks is in the lead, the second Andy gets that hammer, that's gonna flip immediately. In fact, we'll probably see Andy go to pod next with those boots, with the way his options are developing. What was on Hylia? Boots are on Hylia Island. Andy scouted it early. WallKicks has not. So that's why we see young WallKicks over here going into Swamp Bootless, which traditionally you would absolutely avoid if you had knowledge of the boots being there. And it's either one of those things where he saw it and forgot about it, or he hasn't scouted it. And I believed at the early part he didn't scout it, and more or less gets confirmed here. And the mirror was in Hype Cave too, right? So it's like right next door to the check. So we could have seen him go there after that, saying, you know what, I didn't check this, let's just do it blind. But then it kind of breaks up your routing a little bit, especially if you've already been to pod. So it's kind of a weird one to route in. Big key first test for Andy here in Thieves. Nothing already in Swamp. Thieves Town was a crystal. Okay. I thought so, but I wasn't sure. Just a map. Gross. All right, so Boss Shuffle Classic here in Thieves Town, what we'll look for the runners to do here, and I'll pick on Andy for a second, is traditionally what you do is after the first 4, you would go directly to the boss room because it's Boss Shuffle, just to identify if it's beatable or not. If it's beatable, you would do the boss, and if not, you would just like Death Warp basically. And then you have the option if you want to go back to check more items. So what I see quite a bit actually, and I think we'll see on Andy's side without the hammer, is they'll just leverage the back 4 of Thieves to do later. Just because it is quite time consuming versus other checks that are available to you. Okay, WallKicks setting up here for Diver Down. It's going to use the bomb setup. I am awful at this, so I applaud the effort. Gets it nicely. Well done. Andy, seeing Helmasaur, can defeat it, does not have hammers, but has the ability to bomb away that shell. Needs 5 bomb hits. So he's got to be a little careful here. Normally what you do is settle the bomb, just bomb plant it on the floor. Did he get 2 hits there? What happened there? Oh, he's laying 2. Smart. Smart. Needs 1 more bomb. He's got low health, though. He's got to be careful here. But he has Tempered Sword, so this should be free. WallKicks is doing left side. Okay. So let's look for Andy to leave. Half magic. It's a nice find. Map in Boss Shuffle? That's a really nice find. A compass on left side swamp. That's so mean. That's so mean. Guys, if you're like, why do runners hate this mode? That's why runners hate the mode. That's one of the reasons. And yeah, Andy's just gonna leave. He's gonna say no to the back 4 Thieves. Very wise call out from Andy there. I don't believe found a small key, right? Number 1, but number 2, already has completed the boss. Very time consuming. Doesn't have a hammer. WallKicks situation when he hits someone over there, that might be a little different. He might go in through the back. I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, other than that half magic and Tempered Sword so far for Andy's side, we have not seen too much from this overall Dark World area. Skullwood's Thieves. We haven't seen all the dungeon yet, but at least in this so far, looks like it's going to trend towards hammer and maybe swamp progression. Could be boots as well, right, with that mirror. So Titans and Bonk Rocks are also available. God, this is intense music for digging. For a map. No, the worst find. All right, WallKicks setting up his second bomb jump here with Diver Down. He's got the jelly to worry about, so he is going to take care of that little guy. That's kind of like if you've ever worked in like retail and then you have the person come up to you and they're like, excuse me, excuse me, and you're like clearly busy and they keep bothering you. That's what WallKicks had to deal with there. Another compass in swamp. That's so gross. That's so gross. Heart container. It's not weird when you think about where those swords were. Another compass in swamp. What is this? I completely missed the bosses, but WallKicks is saying yes, so can defeat it. Oh my god, that's like 4. Yeah, 4 compass swamp. That's awful. Andy gonna go to Hype Cave here. Gonna get his hammer. Sorry, gonna get his mirror. Sorry, so we'll have those boots very shortly. So what mirror means, guys, also is Hera is available to him. So we might see him pivot away from pots. We'll have to keep an eye on what Andy decides to do. He's definitely gonna go for boots. Okay, so it was blind. He's definitely gonna go for boots here. But I don't know what he does after that. Like, he has a great route to pod from there. But, you know, he has a just as nice look up into the mountain to Hera. And he's gonna see the crystals. WallKicks taking care of blind in Swamp Palace. Nice. Second crystal. We're even up 2-2. Has information that now both Hera and Pod, so these are the 2 dungeons that Andy has entry to that can complete. Potentially. Pod obviously can't complete. We know he can. Hera he can fully complete. Swamp he can enter, can't complete. Gonna get those boots. Again, it's gonna become a question, guys, of when does WallKicks get his boots at this point? And he's going to Bombos without a sword upgrade. Oh god, if this is something good. This is gonna add to the routing problems. Rupee Horde. Okay. Good stuff. Andy heading on over to Pod. This is huge. Andy gonna be poggin. Like Poggin Robbins. Does that joke work? Mary Poggins. That's what I should have said. I completely killed the joke, guys. I'm so sorry. Shameful. WallKicks checking out Agina as well. Can cover his bases. Appropriate timing, honestly. Book has an entry option into Desert. We've seen WallKicks play very risky this race so far. Do we see him play Desert? He's gonna say no. He's gonna S&Q here. He does have the option to flute over to Desert still, but I don't think he... I don't know. He's charging flute. Where's he gonna go to? West Dark World? He's going back to 5. He's gonna do Eastern now. Okay. He knows Eastern's a crystal. Right. So this is good for Wally. He's gonna get his Master Sword here. We'll get another crystal out of this. So again, this is ultimately at this point right now the rail hover. Does he get it? Sorry guys, I pressed the button, the meme button, that just made Andy fail that hover immediately. My bad. My finger slipped 13 times onto that button. My bad. Gonna bail on the rail hover. So I like seeing this from runners, honestly. Is when they fail that hover clip, they just bail on it and pivot back to here. I think that's a really wise decision. It's kind of like the stock market, right? Like you buy into stocks, and you start losing on it, and it's like it's dropping like fast. And you have 2 options. Do I hold on to the stock and hold out hope, or do I just sell and cut my losses? And Andy is selling and cutting his losses. He's the smart boy here. Yeah, hold. Yeah, no. He's like, nah, that's dumb. I'm just gonna do this. So I think what's gonna be very intriguing is to see if the boots, if anything, turns up an item. So if we were to get a fire rod, if we were to get mitts from these boots, woo, that's not going to be great for our friend WallKicks. WallKicks does have other options outside of this Eastern Palace, right? If I were looking at my crystal ball, I would imagine Hera would be next for WallKicks here. He also has all of West Dark World to do as well. So he has plenty of options outside of that Hyrule Island. The Hylia Island. Getting his map there. Should have his Master Sword very shortly. And he should have his hammer soon. He's gonna get in here. So we're just gonna mark it off. Hammer. If I'm Andy in this race, I'm honestly pumped. Like, I hate the mode, but it's playing to like my decisions at this point. Like, I feel like I haven't made too many mistakes, right? Eastern being completable and giving up a sword too was big in my eyes. Because it could have been nothing and it could have been a bad boss you can't complete, and then it's just a time sink for Andy, right? But it was able to be completable. That was nice. Okay. WallKicks setting up to head on over to the boss, which we know is Moth. Spoilers. Andy going to his boss, which is Argus. Spoilers. Phones do not like Solski. They want Solstice. I've actually been called Solstice before by coworkers. Not gonna lie. Like, they don't know, like, my Twitch username or anything like that, but I've actually been called Solstice before. Deadass, no meme. That Moth just melted with those hammer hits. Appropriately so, because it doesn't have to worry about any of those spike hits or iframes from Moth. You just kind of squish him. Just gotta squish him. Third crystal for WallKicks, temporarily in the lead. Not too far behind is Andy, though. About to get his third crystal. Alright, so where are you going, WallKicks? Is it West Dark World? Is it north? It's the mountains. I don't mind it, honestly. Hera is another Fat Fairy crystal. We'll be able to do Pyramid Fairy from there. I think that would be a very early Pyramid Fairy, especially if he ignores West Dark World continually here. The Pyramid Fairy could lead into Hylia Island as well. But it's a stretch. Like, we'll have to wait and see. Because Andy sees that it is Argus. Why did Andy not use Tempered on the turtles? Because he sucks. Real answer, I don't know. He's gonna set for the Tempered spin here on the spikes. Nope. See you later. He wants it up there though. He knows. He knows, chat. He knows the tech. Let's go. So pumped to see that tech. The gaming knowledge of the boss dungeon. Bombo's just 3 bombs for WallKicks. Okay. WallKicks is gonna head into Hera. What do we got in Hera, WallKicks? Bicky immediately, first chest. Either. First medallion found. Okay. Andy also heading up to Hera here. So our boys are linking up. Our boys are linking up for their 4th crystal. Same dungeon. Andy gonna be a bit faster though with that boot. WallKicks gonna say no to the... Oh wow, he's gonna say no to the Hera pot. Can't get the lineup. It's just gonna say no. I don't want to say it's nerfs. But it is a game 2 situation where you're down 1-0. So I don't know. But it's not something I would expect WallKicks to kind of bail on at that point. But good for him, right? If the tech's not working for you, you're just like, okay, see you later. I don't need this. It's fine. I'm wasting more time trying to do it. Okay, WallKicks, he does what I do. I really like that setup and play there. So Andy's actually fallen for this trap before, and it's seen it in, I believe, his first series. Where you're setting up for that bomb lineup, and then you have the firing right frame. So if the Dodongo is firing right, it just causes a lot of on-screen lag. It really messes with your timing there. So WallKicks kind of just set aside, reset the bomb jump there, and set it up that way, which I really like. We see Vitreous. Okay, so fun fact, you can actually do Vitreous archery game here if you had silvers. Just kill him from the top, which would be hilarious. And then you would have the item drop. I believe at the top. I can't remember how it works again with boss shuffle, but like you can legit kill him from the railing there. But he's not. No, WallKicks doesn't need any of that. He's just gonna cape and sword it with this master sword. Tempered is gonna help out Andy here because Andy's gonna be able to do tempered spins with half magic cape and just melt these eyeballs. Just melt them. Look at that. Look at that. Andy! Andy, no! Quick swap strikes again, chat room. Oh my god. Please, someone. Anyone that always says, oh my god, I lose so much time to quick swap. Clip and ship that shit to them and show them, hey, by the way, this is the risk that you implore when you use quick swap. These things happen. Oh my. So while Andy had an excellent fight and is just dashing through the eyeballs now, he's like, fuck this. He's just not happy at this point. That's a bad time loss. That would really kind of even him up immediately with WallKicks here as he's doing Spike Cape, but yeah. What a wacky moment, chat. Spike Cape, what are you gonna be? Just another map. Garbage. It's like he had bow menued and he just over menued to mirror when he hit Y. Oh god. Yeah, hair is not that bad. It could have been a word. If it was Meyer, that's like devastating. That's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Andy going for the basement. WallKicks said no to this. WallKicks said no to the basement. WallKicks is going Dark World here, so this should be the Pyramid Fairy play. Okay. Okay. WallKicks also having here. I should mark that. Okay, so Pyramid Fairy. What do we see? Highly Idle and Scout at the same time. Do we see it after? It's a bit of a stretch. Do we see it? I don't know. What I think we see from WallKicks, my honest opinion, guys, we're gonna see this to Quakefish into Zora at this point. So I imagine WallKicks will get his Tempered Sword here. What is Andy gonna get on the Hero Basement? Oh, these lamp shots. The mitts! Oh no! Oh no! No, Wally, no! That's so bad. Oh no! WallKicks getting Quake? Okay. It's an in. If this is Quake at TR, this is gonna stop. This is gonna stall young Andy's massive strides here. And it's Quake! Okay, he can't go in. He can't go in. WallKicks gonna double up on the blue potion. Smart. He's right here. It's not GG yet, guys. Do not call it GG this early. This is far from GG. This is a lead. This is a lead. This ain't no GG. Get that trash out of here, chat. WallKicks gonna go to the Skull Thieves area. Honestly, given what he has, smart call. Let's call it the runners are on such low hearts right now. 5 and 6 hearts. They are both on red mail, which is honestly amazing. Because if they're still on green mail here, this would be a tough seed, considering the boss shuffle included. Okay, you see Powder here. Powder in a really awkward spot here in Hookshot Cave. We've seen nothing in Super Bunny either. And Andy can't go to TR, so he will need that Quake. I believe we have all the pendants known. Yeah, so TR is a crystal. So Andy will need to get... Oh, I just turned off like the most aggressive music. That was some aggressive music, guys. Okay, Spike Cave. We know it's nothing. Just the map, Garb. Andy has the world right now to do. He has Crystal Swamp. He has Crystal Ice. He has Pendant Mire area, Pendant Desert area, and Pyramid Fairy to investigate, right? He has the boot locations to investigate. I'm a little surprised Andy hasn't checked those. Considering Andy has played this seed quite safely, I'm very surprised he hasn't leveraged those boots yet. For 2 reasons. It's in a really easy scout spot. Like, of course he doesn't know that WallKicks doesn't have it. But it's one of those things like, it's very risky not to do the boot checks. With the boots being that, like, visible. In a quite visible spot, right? So not doing it, I feel, is a little risky. But he will option to swamp here. Not going to find much, honestly. In fact, I think Ether was here, but I'm just going to leave it track because if it was here, he has it. So, got him. It was either here or Hera. So either way, he's going to have it. So I'm just going to leave it. Quake was at Pyramid Fairy. So again, depending on the boss shuffle and where the bosses are, we might not need a Fire Rod here. Right? Andy technically could be in like a Quake Go mode situation at this point. And in fact, the second that Andy does Pyramid Fairy after Swamp here, because that's how the red's trending, I would not be surprised if Andy just plays this Semi and Go and just kind of plays... Okay, I'm going to play, you know what, chest in the way, so I'll do, like, whatever's in the way for... Oh, he needs a right cane, never mind. Just kidding, chat. WallKicks also electing to go to the boss early here at Helma in Thieves Town. So he's not doing the back yet. WallKicks in this situation, I feel, does the back, though, with that hammer. And considering it's quite late, doesn't have boots, doesn't have titans, doesn't have either rod. I imagine 100% he does the back here. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. Still 3 items from Nomo? No, it's literally right cane. This is boss shuffle. We might not need right cane. We might not need Fire Rod, Ice Rod. There's a high chance we do, but there's also a chance we don't. Mitts in Hera Basement's bad. Boots on Highly Island not Scout is bad. So this is just really a case of unfortunateness for WallKicks at this point. But he is definitely not out. Okay, so WallKicks has Thieves Town complete. So again, is maintaining the crystal advantage over Andy, which is most definitely working for him at this point. Andy will have his 5th crystal here, but by the time WallKicks finishes back of Thieves, Andy will have completed all of Swamp. Andy setting up for Diver Down here is also going to have to set up for Bomb Strats. Gentle reminder, I am terrible at this Bomb Diver Down, so I really love seeing how the runners can do it so quickly. It's very impressive to me. Of all the techs, honestly, Bomb Diver Down is one of the most impressive. Not so much because I can't do it, but just because how fast I can find those pixels. Just identify them and then just kind of do it in almost bufferless, right? Fire Rod back at Thieves! Hold on, chat room. Hold on. Big find. Big find. You might need that for TR to get to the back. You might need it for a boss, such as Cold Stare. You can go to ice when you get Titans. Can't go to ice without Titans. We'll shoehorn you eventually to that basement, right? So that's a good find. That's a good find. We got a race. So what does WallKicks elect to do at that point? Has the 4th item there in the back of Thieves, saying no to the rest, does not need to do anymore. Sorry, not the 4th item, but knows that the small key's in the big chest. I should correct that. So now, WallKicks has some options. He can go to back of Skull. I would not be surprised to see him trend there. Also has race 45 here. Or, sorry, Dick Game 45. Stumpy. Has Graveyard. Right? But after that, his checks are pretty limited, right? So he's going to have to go to Hair Basement pretty quickly, honestly. Or Hylia Island. So he's kind of shoehorning what his possibilities are. Andy also mapping here in Swamp to find out what the boss is. Sees that it's a free one. He's going to decide to go in forward. Let me just say, guys, 5 bosses, 1 hour. This is so good. It's so good, guys. Both our runners, five bosses at the 1 hour mark. Whew. Andy's setting up for the Blue King. Shameful display. Shameful display. What is this? You have 3.5. You have, bro. You have 3.5 hearts. Red mail against blind. You can take 4 hits, regardless of what hits you. And you just disrespect me in my chat by pulling out that Blue King. All right, we're switching the audio out of principle, guys. I've had enough. Enough. And he won't let me change the audio. There we go. All right, WallKicks gonna go into Skull here. Also has a pedestal check ahead of him. Doesn't have Titan, so has to go this way. Yeah, he can chain together in back of Skull and Ped. If Ped is something. Ice Rod, maybe? Question mark? Potentially required Ice Rod, too. Okay, Andy's gonna go ahead and play off Meyer area. See that Meyer is Bombos, a medallion we do not have yet. At this rate, very high chance it's probably in GT. That's still to be found. For him, that's honestly better that he hasn't found Bombos. Because if he has Bombos over Quake, he might decide to put himself into that position where, yeah, maybe it's probably better if I do that. Compass to Turtle Rock. How awesome. And he's going to go ahead to Flute 2 here. So this is going to be the boot checks. Okay. Yeah, Fire Rod was in Thieves Town Addict. There we go. WallKicks. Beautiful. Shows up Andy. Does the bomb jump first try. Spectacular. Okay, so Kingston was nothing. We're gonna see Bonk Rocks here from Andy. Again, significantly late boot checks considering. I don't believe we've seen a Lumberjacks check yet. And considering that both players have done Aga, quite risky at this point. But Andy will probably do this blind. This MSU is Monka-esque. Yeah, it really is. I told you guys, it's spooky music. They're in Skull Woods, right? It's kind of thematic. God, I can't wait for the YouTube comments on Andy's channel now. This music's too spooky. Go, broadcaster, go back to Andy's channel music. Heart container in the maze chest at Skull. Okay. So we just have Moth left. Andy is going ahead to Pyramid Fairy here. We'll pick up. Oh well. Nope. 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 45. Surprised he hasn't done this earlier, honestly. Has he done Smith's purple chest yet? Probably does that as well. Mute both channels and put on my Eurobeat stuff. Oh baby, would I love to do that. Alright, WallKicks setting up for his moth fight here. Ah, that's a spooky music entry. Oh my god. Vanilla Moth though. So we will not see Moth again in this race. Yeah, it's prime MSU. Heart container. Piece for WallKicks. MSU switch. Okay. We need to look for WallKicks here. We gotta pay attention to both sides here because we're seeing new checks, right? And he's seeing 10 arrows and hammer pegs. WallKicks should be checking out pedestal here and will. This is another big play. I don't think there's a lot of variance to this. I don't think we're gonna find anything here, but just in case, just a little bit of couch cash. Move along. Just move along. Okay. Smith in the purple chest here. Andy 100% has the option to just flute. I feel like fluting is faster instead of taking the Dark World route. Yeah, he's gonna go cash in powder now. This is honestly a good time to check it, considering where powder was. And obviously considering he's in the area. Like, the no-brainer. But I kind of like that he's been able to work this in with all the checks. Gets a mushroom. That's just gross. Why, though? Why is this game designed to make the runners feel pain, dude? If it's mushroom and like ice rods there on principle, I'm gonna just like throw up my hands, guys. Not gonna lie. We're like, this randomizer's gone too far. We gotta shut it down. WallKicks scouting out that arrow pack there. And of course, fluting in with the purple chest. Whereas we're getting our first look at Graveyard Ledge here from WallKicks. So again, new checks all around here. Heart piece for Andy. Really, in Andy's mind, he's honestly looking for that Quake. But I get it. He can't do TR logically without a Red Cane. But he's cashing in Mushroom here. Again, another interesting kind of piece to see what's here. This is Red Cane. It's bad as Bombos. Oh, that's gonna be a tester there. Where does he go? He's going. Oh, that's gross. Oh god, why did it have to be Bombos? Oh, that's so gross. I think I would do this too. You have the option to ice and Meyer, and honestly, the way the chain goes, and you know Meyer's entry is Bombos, I would probably be tempted to do this as well. It's really your first pending commitment at this stage in the game. It's not a bad time to go. Meanwhile, we'll ice Palace. So the reason why Andy doesn't necessarily want to do ice Palace yet is if he runs into a Trinex there, that's massive for time loss. The second piece is he doesn't have Red Cane to kind of make it fast, right? So you'd have to go traditional NMG route to get there. And it's considerably longer. Like, it's like 30 seconds shorter. WallKicks gonna get his boots! Oh, thank God. I can't stand it anymore. Oh, God. Thank you. Thank you, WallKicks. Okay. Heart container here in the bridge chest. WallKicks taking the warp portal to Quakefish area. Meaning he's probably going to go to check out the boot stuff now. Yeah, hooks. Menus to hook. So he's going to check out Kingstoon Bonk Rocks now at this point. Pretty much immediately. This is unknown levels, guys, of, oh no. Like, you get boots there with it, again, being quite visible for most of the seed. This is the first thing you do. So WallKicks is actually, he's playing this part perfectly. You find boots this late, this is the very first thing you do. Is you're like, oh shit. I need to do this now. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. So yeah. And also now has lumberjacks as well. Andy not finding anything in Mire. So this is also the other gross thing about MC Boss Shuffle is, like, again, you don't know, like, when you're in go mode, right? Like, I get it, Andy hasn't found Kane yet, but, like, I'd be very, like, how do I play this at this point? It's a very tough decision. I think he's making the right call, given how what I've already explained for Ice, but it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. It's a toughie. All right, WallKicks going to Quakefish is going to get his Tempered Sword. Big Pog. Both runners having a shield the whole race. Big Pog. Ten arrows. Okay. He's beeping. We're also going to see another new check in Zora here from WallKick's side. Okay. Big key found. Setting up for the rail clip with the boots. Nicely done. Zora. Another sword! Honestly, I really like having the fourth sword. The gold sword, butter sword, whatever you want to call it. I really like having it in Boss Shuffle. You don't need it, but it's just nice to have. It's nice to have. All right, well, Andy has one more check here in Mire. And it's 0, so he's out of here. Okay, so Ice Palace is probably going to be his next play here. He has Desert, actually. He's going to go in. No, he's going to Flute. Never mind. Get owned me. He's saying no? He's going to Ice? Okay. My original quote? He's making me flip-flop all over the place. He's just trying to make me look bad at this point. And away we go. WallKicks cleaning up the boot locations. Is about to check out lumberjacks here. Find out it's nothing. What does WallKicks do next? WallKicks does not have very many options left, guys, in reality. He has 2 main plays, actually. He has like 2 left here. He has Hair Basement. He has Desert Palace. In chat room, he's probably going to go to Desert Palace. There it is. Okay. Again, what? Is he squatting? Is he? Chat? What was that? What did I just witness? Andy hitting the switch here in Ice, finding nothing in the Pengator room. Has to go and do, again, traditional routing of Ice. Cannot do Icebreaker without that Red Cane. It's not optional like it is in Swamp with where you can use a bomb. You do not have that option here in Ice. Much to the chagrin of the racing community. Setting up the double stealth focus kill nicely. The small key was boot locked here in desert. Okay. Making me think, hey, is there something cool here? Maybe. Maybe. Andy just... Why? Slash it. Just like, he didn't even hover. He just like straight off walked off the cliff twice. Please. Ice Rod! In desert! WallKicks getting the value in Pendant Dungeons. Oh, this is big. This is big. This is why, chat, look at me. All right, look at me. You can't see me. I'm not gonna put up my camera. Get owned. But I am gonna say this. Never call GG early. We got a race, guys. This is great. All right, so WallKicks has both rods. Massive. Now has the ability to complete all bosses. He can kill every boss in the game now. So that boss shuffle nonsense no longer applies to him. He is so over that shit. He was like, boss shuffle? Bro, like, how do you want me to kill you at this point, right? Like, you want to throw a Trinex at me? That's fine. That's fine. You want me to Cold Stare? Fine. You know, Argus? Whatever. I already killed one. You know what I mean? Like, no fear now. No fear. The main barrier for WallKicks at this point is Red Cane. And if he finds Red Cane here, like, where else does he go for mitts, guys? Think about that. Think about that. Use your brain. What else do you have after this? Green Pendant? Hair Basement. Smells like Gomo to me, chat. This is some tough love I'm giving you guys, but you know what? It's just, it has to happen. Trinex at desert. Okay. Okay. If you say so. If we get Red Cane here or Green Pendant, this is disgusting. WallKicks' initial error is gonna be like what wins him the race potentially at this point. God, that would just be something, huh? Honestly, part of me expected in Mire because of that Bombos. We see a compass. Okay, we're seeing nothing in ice either. Andy checking out the boss. Red Cane in ice? What? Where? Red Cane Andy? Red Cane in ice? Chat confirm. Alright, well, Andy has Red Cane. Potentially in go mode. Once he does Pyramid Fairy. Problem is he doesn't have either rod. So he can kill Cold Stare. But guys, we've seen one Trinex. It doesn't mean we've seen the last one. There could be another one in GT. It can spawn at Lamo 2 and it can spawn at Ice Armos. And boy howdy, don't you know? People have done math on it. Trinex is one of those bosses that are favored to spawn at Ice Armos. So we'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. We see Armos for the first time here. Bombos the Armos. Andy, please. What are you doing? God. What is this guy trying to have fun at randomizer, please? Memeing it up. All right, let's track Swamp for Andy as well. Let's just get that out of the way. WallKicks going to Hera Basement here. Gonna get his mitts. It's literally his last play. I believe has done Green Pendant at this point. I didn't see anything. And at this point, honestly, with the items all known, I wasn't really paying attention anyways. Andy's gonna go to Zora ahead of Pyramid Fairy. Why though? Oh, God. I've really, for 90% of this race, I've really liked Andy's routing. I really don't like this play. But that's okay. He's just protecting against it. What if Quake's here, right? Like, I get it. And he doesn't have a rod either, so I guess it's okay. We'll get his 4th sword here. Meanwhile, WallKicks gonna get the Titan mitts. And now is basically a Red Cane away from straight go. So all WallKicks has to do is go straight to ice, which he should at this point. Is gonna go to TR area instead. For Dark World Death Mountain. Got it. Got it. So again, I feel like this is WallKicks kind of protecting against an earlier Dark World Death Mountain play. So I feel like this is kind of a little bit frantic-y to go here. Especially at like a 119. I feel like this is kind of a little bit of a panic, but that's okay. Andy is going to play Pyramid Fairy now. So this will be Quake. Again, guys, if you are a Fandy of sorts, you don't want to see anything to do with Trinex at GT or Turtle Rock for that matter. You don't want to see either of those have Trinex. In fact, he still might need Fire Rod for TR. Okay, so that's another big call out. So just because the boss might not require Fire Rod at TR, he still might need it for small keys or big key. So that's like WallKicks' first line of defense. His second, this is like the Giga Chad of defenses, right? Is he has the Ice Rod in that Pendant Desert. So not only is it like one potential Pendant Dungeon Zandy has to do here, it's 2. This is close. This is close. Andy is going where? Graveyard Ledge. Okay. This is the cleanup. No, he's already done Quickfish. He already did that. He got his tempered out of there. So yeah, he's going Graveyard. Yep. The B strikes again, just like in game 1. All right, WallKicks going over. Where are you headed to next, kid? You going to ice? I feel like you're going to ice, right? You're going to ice, right? It's ice. It's ice. Okay. WallKicks gonna find Red King. Gonna be in straight go here. He's gonna love what he sees. Andy is not leveraging TR yet, but does that change? Is he going in? He is not. He's going back to desert area. Okay. So Andy will find Ice Rod before Fire Rod. How frustrating is that going to be for him? Andy 100% guys right now. He doesn't care about Ice Rod. He wants Fire Rod. He 100% wants Fire Rod, right? Because that's what's limiting him from potentially finishing all of TR. In fact, it's a very low % chance he can get to the back of TR without that Fire Rod. This music's too chill for me in this situation right now. It's too chill. I think we need some more doom and gloom with that that Metroid Prime music soon. So Andy will pick up ice here shortly. But he's gotta go to the back of Thieves and Attic for that Fire Rod. Okay. Whereas WallKicks can get Red Cane, he's gonna go right to TR. I want to call WallKicks in the lead at this point. I feel like WallKicks is in the lead. Alright, there's the Ice Rod for Andy. With having Fire Shield now. Andy's seeing that's Trinex at the boss spot. So he's going to say, no thank you. So the good news is he doesn't have to do the back of desert. So he's probably going to go to Thieves after this. It's basically his last play ahead of TR. So Andy has 2 options. We need to pay very close attention to Andy right now. He has 2 options. He can risk it and go to TR, or he could go to Thieves Town. Going to Uncle does not mean anything. Does he menu to Flute? He's making the play to TR. Okay. This is a big moment, guys. This is a big moment. I think at this point, this is the right call. there could be a fire rod in Andy's case in TR. Or better yet, you don't need that fire rod at all. So this honestly is the right call. This is 100% the right call that Andy's doing. He made his decision to check one of the dungeons. He got the wrong rod out of it. And he kind of has to, he's like, all right, you know what? At this point, it's 120-ish. It's, again, probably a close race again at this point with how the seat's played. I need to play TR. So I 100% agree with this decision. WallKicks again, yet to find the right gain here. Did not do Icebreaker, could not have done Icebreaker. So that's why we're so long to get to that vanilla key spot when you do vanilla strats. It's pretty tough. Heart container. All right. I don't want to devise too much attention away from Wally because we need to see when he gets that red king time-wise. But this is big. What do we have here in TR? First chest. The silvers. He's out immediately. This is the best case scenario for Andy here. Believe it or not. For him to be just locked out of TR immediately, he now knows he needs to go to Thieves Town. There's nothing else left for him. He has done everything else. The byproduct of him routing so safely and cleanly, he knows exactly where to go next, and that is Thieves Town. Chat, honestly, it could have been way worse. This is a very close race again in game 2 action. We are literally seconds apart from our runners here at this point. The very next chest that Andy needs to do in Thieves Town, he has to go a little bit of a distance for it, but it will be that fire rod, and he will be leaving after that. Meanwhile, WallKicks getting his red cane is in straight go now. Just needs to go and clean up the last 2 crystal bosses. They're within a minute. They're within seconds of each other right now. They're actually literally within seconds of each other. By the time WallKicks gets Cold Stare defeated, Andy's going to be at Attic getting Fire Rod. Okay. Well, Andy and him are going to be going up on the mountain at the same time. Andy already has that first check done. So now he just has to go right side. So any kind of balance ahead or behind that WallKicks might be will kind of be evened out by that check that Andy's already done. Does Wally bombos Armos? We need to pay attention to this, guys. My brain is telling me no, but we'll see. It would be funny though if he arms it. It would be hilarious. He's got powder. He's got fire rod. He's ready for it. He doesn't have bombos. He can't. Yeah, he can't bombos it. But his brain was thinking the same thing, honestly. Fire rod for Andy. Exact same time he's at Armos. Andy knows he's in go. He's out of here. He's going back to TR. WallKicks finishing off Armos for Ice Palace. Again, super close race. It's gonna be tight, guys. It's gonna be tight. Andy with the slight advantage right now. The slight lead. We're talking maybe 15-20 seconds at most. 15-20 seconds. Really exciting stuff, guys. Andy doesn't know it yet, guys. And we'll talk about this very briefly before we have both runners head back into TR at this point. Is Andy doesn't realize how lucky he is. And I want to call out that him deciding to go to Desert ahead of Thieves in this instance and getting Ice Rod first is so good for him, okay? And the main reason is that WallKicks has that Ice Rod and Andy didn't. So if Andy went to Thieves Town first, got that Fire Rod, he's 100% riding on that. I hope I don't run into try next game. 100%. Okay. WallKicks. Shortly behind here on entry to TR to Andy. Has to go through the hammer peg still. Again, Andy's already opened up a chest here. Oh, WallKicks has already opened it. That's right. But again, Andy's already opened up a chest. And we'll find his silvers as well. So that's the good news for WallKicks, at least. It's so super close here. Yeah, it's about a 15-second difference. Big key and small key on the right side, so Giga required. Fire Rod. This is what I expect to see in top 16, guys, is these really, really, really close matchups. Yeah, both of the runners have had a great series so far. Like, honestly, the only thing I can pick on for Wally, and it's kind of an unfair fight, is that Lamo fight in game 1. That's like the only thing. But that's 100% tournament nerves, right? That's like the yips, right? Like where you just like, it's like a golf term where you lose your focus and your skill. And you just like, you have a meltdown. It happens. And honestly, that's what cost him game 1. He had that one, guys. He had that one. He had the silvers advantage. That would have carried him to the win, 100%. But I didn't want to call it that early because I knew that like GT is a big factor and a lot of people don't realize, especially in this kind of situation. There's a lot of pressure here. You've been playing the tournament for so long. You're so close. You're so close, guys. You just got to win out a couple more matchups, right? Okay, so Andy getting the Poke Key there, leaving the Vanilla Key behind. This is exactly what I expect to see. WallKicks should do the similar route here. Gets really nice RNG there on the Pokies, coming right at him. Super good RNG there. Actually could have slashed the Pokies with the gold sword as well, but you know what? Spins are much safer. Spins much safer there. Okay. WallKicks not getting that great RNG. Just destroys it though with the Fire Rod. Very smart call to have that equipped. Finish that room off way quicker than you would have done with spins. That was a very seasoned call to have that prepped and ready. Very seasoned call. WallKicks getting his heart piece. So at this point, 2% chance that they don't get a small key here on Laser Bridge. 2 items. Small key. Andy is out. There's 0 things you need left in this game, right? Guys, if we want to also harp on like what was the difference in time-wise, the only thing, again, I can maybe think about that can be considered a time loss for WallKicks side at this point is probably just getting those 2 blue potions from the waterfall fairy or the fat fairy, the golden pyramid fairy, whatever you want to call her. Argus, second Argus found. There will be no more Arguses. No more Arguses allowed. What up, gamer? Just makes it look easy. Makes it look easy. I can't tell if Andy's playing because he knows he has a chance to clean it out right now and get to top 8, or if he's hungry. I'm not sure. I know he mentioned food before he cut stream, so I'm pretty sure he ate, but this could be some hangry gaming right now. WallKicks setting up with slashes here. It's a little bit slower, but it will get the job done. Having a little bit of problem there with the last puff. Okay. Setting for the silver shot here. Nicely done. The rice is waiting for him. Hell yeah. GT entry time, guys. Close race. WallKicks getting his 7th crystal will be entering GT. I'll go 40 seconds behind Andy here. Andy electing to go Room of Hope first in GT. 2 chests in this room. Small key means generally runners will go right side. Shovel. We'll see a mirror out here from Andy. Go to the main room. We'll need to go left side here. GT torch, next item check. Small key. Big key early in GT. WallKicks going left side first. This is good for him. This is good for him. He will run into that big key earlier than Andy. Andy will be the first to climb. All right, mimics 1 and 2, no problem. Small key for WallKicks. We'll find the big key in this next chest. Mirrors out. It's gaming time, folks. We don't got a lot left. Make it count. WallKicks, I want you to show us what you got here, gamer. We know you got it in you. Annie entering in Ganon 1. WallKicks setting up for Mimics 1 here. No problems from either runner in either room. Mimics 2, Gauntlet 2. Perfect for both runners. Annie dash through. Room 3 done nicely. Room 4 with the dash through. Okay, good Zazak positioning, no problems. Mark Wally's silvers? No, I don't want to do that. Gauntlet 5, Andy. Nicely done. The Moldorm with the bait. The body was just kind of like sticking out there. Andy didn't know what to do. That was such a weird little glitch there. Okay, easy time. So what that means is no Trinex. So the fire rod was the only thing required. I'm pretty sure Trinex cannot spawn at Moldorm 2. So yeah, we only needed the fire rod here. So that ice rod, not required at all. WallKicks entering in Gauntlet 4 here. Andy's about to run into the torches. Easiest fight. Andy heading into torches 2. WallKicks just finishing off Moldorm. Moldorm at label 2. Andy falls! Andy falls. Okay. No problems. Pre-Moldorm 2. WallKicks about to enter in torches here. Andy bonking here. He's nervous? Question mark. Vitreous. Easy fight here. You want to know why? See you later. This is where hovering is actually a substantial advantage, chat. Actually a substantial advantage. Does not need to partake in the Vidi fight. Yes, you have silvers. Yes, it can be quick. Hovering saves you lots of time there. Lots of time. Aga 2 for Andy. Triple. Double. Oh, he's gaming. WallKicks setting up for silvers. Cape strats. 3, 2, 1. The Force 3, 2, 1. Excellent Aga fight. WallKicks again setting up for butter. Cape strats. Okay. We'll have silvers here to finish it off. Just needs a sword slash it. It's fine. Yeah, WallKicks only has 6 silver arrows, so wouldn't be able to commit too much to silvers. That's a good call out by chat, actually. Unfortunate for WallKicks there. Andy only having 10 as well, but that's more than enough for both our runners here. Chat, if I see one more early GG, you're getting like a 7-day ban. I'm gonna call it now. Andy. Ganon phase 1. WallKicks. Aga phase 1. Gets the triple as well. That might be a double. It might be a double. The spacing on those... I think he got it. Okay, so yeah. Aga 2 complete. Andy, though, on phase 3 Ganon already. Oh, he's still gonna have to wait a little bit to drop down. It just might be a little too late. Fire Rod. Not really great positioning for the triple here. He's gonna try and go for it. Just misses it. That's okay. He's gonna be able to set up here with another quick shot. Well, gamers, Andy is gonna go to the top 8 here with a 139.39. What a great race, guys. Another close matchup. What a series. Woo! It's the closest series yet. I know that the other 2 series have gone to 3 games. By far, these were the 2 closest games so far that I've seen and casted for the main tournament. Great run by both our runners. And he just, you know, edging out Wally just a little bit. Just a little bit. Really, at this point, came down to the full Thieves Town, came down to the full desert, right? Insane series, though. Good game to WallKicks. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, right? And his time is over in the tournament. But what a showing here in top 16. Again, I would not be disappointed. You know, and he might be a little disappointed with how game 1 ended for him. But honestly, hold your head up high. That was such a good series overall. But just finding those late boots too for WallKicks, so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Chat, how'd you enjoy that? That was a hell of a series. That was a hell of a game. That was a lot of fun. Can someone post WallKicks Twitch? I got you. I can't type, so Kelsey's just much faster. But yeah, it's right there. The WWW. That slowed me down as well. Yeah, for sure. The WWW is just me being a boomer, right? Like, don't forget, like, where I grew up with, the WWW was like, or the HTTP. They were like hard required strats, all right? That is boomer. It absolutely is. Early adopter of internet, by the way. All right, well, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Fantastic series. Andy still sucks, though, but we all knew that. And I really can't wait to cast Ari versus Andy. That's gonna be oh, pinch me, guys. Am I dreaming? That is gonna be such a great matchup. Oh my god. Ari versus Andy. That's gonna be so good. That's gonna be so fun to watch. Oh my god, I'm so excited. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you for coming out and hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. But this is the part where we just say part our way and say have a great night. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys around for the next cast. And have a good one.